Hola, amigos, and welcome to Spain Impossible. Today we are talking about the September updates. How much weight did I lose? What did I learn about moving to Spain? How's the debt reduction going? And let's jump right into it. Thank you for hanging out with me today. If you don't know, my name is Jim. I am the host of this channel, Spain Impossible. And September. September was a good month, but it was a good month in a lot of ways that were different from Spain Impossible. So let's talk about that a little bit. First things first, I don't know if you knew this, but I switched jobs. I was a dispatcher. Now I'm back on the road driving. So September 2nd, I went on the road and I have been, dealing with a lot of things, getting back to being on the road, figuring out where everything goes in my truck, trying to figure out, you know, the, the schedule is all over the place. You're driving, you're not driving, you're driving, you're not driving. Doesn't matter what time of day it is, doesn't matter what time of night it is sometimes. So it is definitely a huge change. And it's taken me the better part of the month to just get some things done. Matter of fact, I was home over the weekend and was building some new shelves for in the truck. So I've got a little bit better storage differential here. And, so a lot of didn't come down on Spain. I did watch some things while I was home on the weekend. I have checked into some things when I had some downtime on the road, but nothing substantial other than the fact that I did see something. A guy was talking about moving his dog to Spain, and they have a large dog, which my dog isn't large. She's like 55 pounds, so she's a medium dog. But they went the route of like a private pet transport where the dog was actually in the plane with them, with other people, and it flew from a specific place in the States to a specific place in Europe, and everybody disembarked from there. But it was $11,000 plus. I don't have $11,000. I might have by the time I move, but I don't really have $11,000 to spend on moving my dog to Spain. So I'm going to continue to research that. But that was an option. That's a thing. I mean, I did need that information. I did need that knowledge. Um, Aside from that, there's not been a whole lot going on other than the housing in Spain, where the Spanish government is apparently, I think the number is like 60,000 some units that were in Airbnb type units. And they're putting the kibosh on those units and making those landlords either sell or turn them into long-term rentals because there's a housing crisis for people who have lived in Spain their whole lives. The people that are locals there can't afford or can't find homes because so many of these homes sit empty as vacation rentals instead of being long-term rentals. So good thing that the Spanish government is doing that because people with money shouldn't be able to buy up a property and leave it sit empty except for the few weeks that they rent it out every year to make money on Airbnb. A lot of these apartments need to be used for the locals, and I'm firmly in agreement with that. When I move to Spain, I will be integrating into society. I'm not going to be a vacationer. If I buy a property, it is to be lived in full time by myself and my family, not as an Airbnb rental or anything like that. I don't want to take homes from the Spanish people. It would be my home, my family's home, and that's where we would live in Spain year round. Anyways, off the high horse with Spain, let's get into the debt. The debt didn't budge this month. Everything is so up and down, and getting used to a new job. I was hoarding what little bit of extra cash I did have until I get a little bit of a balanced feel for how the pay is going to go. Because as a driver, I am paid by the mile, not by the hour. So the more miles I turn, the more money I make. The less miles, less money. And you've got to have some in the bank account for a rainy day if you have a bad week. So I have been kind of sitting on my extra cash just to, do that. So I didn't make the debt move at all this month, but hopefully as being a driver, I will have some good weeks. And during those good weeks, I can then pay down on the credit cards once I've got like a little $1,000 emergency fund in place in case I have a bad week somewhere in there. But it's really all about planning. And the problem is that you can plan and plan and plan, but if you don't get the loads, there's no money. So it's up and down, it's up and down, it's up and down. But I do enjoy being on the road. I thoroughly enjoy it. I was very, very tired yesterday. I ran back-to-back loads, well, almost back-to-back loads. I had like 4.5 hours down in between them. So I got a little nap in, but by the time I delivered the second load, I was hit. I needed a shower and I needed a very long nap, which is fine. It's great. No problem. But that's the debt. This is the update video. So let's jump into the weight loss. And I'm going to take a peek at my book here because my memory's going in my old age. In the month of September, even though I was on the road since the 2nd of September with a couple days home here and there, weekends, and having to prepare my meals around all of the stuff that goes hand in hand with this type of job, and also the fact that I'm faced with constantly in my face, Wendy's, Taco Bell, Arby's, Subway. I abstain, McDonald's. I abstained from all of it. I did a really solid job as far as the food goes, and I lost 11.8 pounds in the month of September, from September 1st to October 1st, which is lower than August was. The 36-hour fasting, I wasn't able to get in as traditionally. I think I got 3 of them in as opposed to 5, which was my original plan for the month, which, hey, life happens, man. You got to roll with the punches. That's the way things go. But I did manage to get a few of them in. I really love the 36-hour fast. If you want more information about 36-hour fasting, hit the Fat Loss After 50 podcast, step number 9. That covers the 36-hour fast in depth. Step number 8 covers a little bit of the 36-hour fast, a little bit of the intermittent fasting and front-loading intermittent fasting, which I'm still trying to do as much as I can, even though my schedule is all over the place. It's a little harder to plan out meals and stuff like that. But overall, I think I did a fantastic job. Plus, I entered step 10 this month, towards the end of the month, which meant step 10 is kind of reintroducing yourself to society. So when I was home on the weekends, my wife and I did go out to dinner, which, for 22 weeks, I did not eat anything that I did not prepare. So absolutely a different situation. I was very smart with what we ate, and I covered that in step 10. But at the same time, I'm starting to piece these things back together so that it's not all on me, all at home. There are social situations, there are things, there are going out to dinner with friends, there are, meeting friends for breakfast, meeting friends for lunch, whatever it happens to be, that need to be a part of life. And the blueprint is not about, stripping away the life that you knew. It's about changing the way you think about the things you put in your pie hole, so that when you continue to do those things, you're making smarter choices, so that you're not putting all this weight back on. I am down over 70 pounds. As of this morning, it is 71.8 pounds. So I have, 28.2 pounds left to my goal. And here we are, as I film this, October 1st. That means I have all of October, all of November, all of December, all of January, all of February, all of March, and part of April in order to lose that 28 pounds. Does that mean I'm taking my foot off the pedal? Hell no, it doesn't. No, 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 no. Does it mean I'm going to reintegrate to a certain extent so that my wife and I can enjoy a dinner out, maybe go out with the family, maybe go out with some friends? Yes, those things will happen. So I don't anticipate from this point forward anything higher than a 10-pound a month weight loss. If it does happen, I'll be thrilled. But my target now is the 8 to 10, because I want to start experimenting with bringing things back into the diet, not stepping away from the whole food plant-based. I still want to do the whole food plant-based, because remember, that's the only diet, the only way of eating that's ever been clinically shown to reduce all-cause mortality, to reduce your risk of heart attack, stroke, all of these things. So I'm going to continue the whole food plant-based diet, keeping my meats and animal proteins to 1 to 2 meals a week at the most, and continue to move forward from there, because that's the way we should be eating. Fiber, 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 fiber. You know, before we learned fire, before we learned how to use sharpen spears, before all that stuff, all we ate were plants and fruits and vegetables and roots and tubers and legumes. We ate approximately 100 plus grams of fiber a day. That's what our body was designed. I'm not saying hit 100 grams of fiber, but for God's sakes, the minimum daily requirement is 31.5 grams. Hit that, aim for that, aim for 40. Get that fiber in, because that's what keeps your body healthy. That's what your gut bacteria enjoy. Researchers are starting to go, talk about the gut bacteria communicating directly with our brain. So, as more of that information develops and more of that research comes out, it's going to, push this idea that more and more you are what you eat, and you need to be paying attention to what you eat. That's what the blueprint teaches you. That's all it teaches you, is how to make these smarter choices with foods. And when you step off for a minute and you get right back into it. You know, if you have a dinner out, or if you have a breakfast out and it's not something that's on the blueprint, it's not fatal. It's not going to kill you, and it's not going to put all the weight back on. I'm down 71.8 pounds. The only way that 71 pounds is coming back is if I go back to the standard American diet. And I proved that last year when I went off of the blueprint, when I first discovered it, after losing 55 pounds and putting on more than 30 pounds of that back on. So I know what's going to happen, and I'm telling you, I'm sharing it with you. Don't go back to the standard American diet, but reintroduce yourself to things that you enjoy in a smart way. So, anyways, I rattled on long enough. That's the September update from October 1st when I'm filming this. And I hope you guys enjoyed this. I hope you got value from it. As always, if you got value, please hop over and buy me a coffee. I'll put the QR code over there. I'll drop the link down below. As you know, all the resources on SpainImpossible.com are free. You don't even need to put in an email address. That link is down below. And as always, subscribe. Subscribe to the channel. That way you get everything that I put out, and you can go, hey, this is for me. Hey, that's not for me. That's okay. You don't have to watch everything and like everything. And I'm just putting out the information that I have. And so smash the old thumbs up. Let YouTube know that this old fart might have something decent spread around. And thanks for hanging out with me today, guys. Until next time, come along for the journey, because it is going to be one hell of a journey. Hasta luego.